Every time you get behind the wheel of a motor vehicle, you need to be protected. Across the United States, there are over 6 million motor vehicle accidents each year. That's more than $230 billion in financial costs. As a driver, each day you run the risk of being the victim of an accident. It's never expected, and it can change your life. If you're ever involved in a motor vehicle accident, there are important steps to take to ensure you are protected. Let's talk to one of our experienced local attorneys who can tell you more.
Well, the moment after a collision, the first thing you should try to do is relax and calm down. Many people become very excited, and some would step out of the car. Sometimes you're angry. You got to be careful about stepping into traffic. You're not thinking about that at that moment. So take a breath and try to observe where you are and where things lie. At that point, you need to communicate with the other driver or drivers, find out if there are serious injuries. If anyone's injured at all, or if there's any significant property damage, you should call the police.
What's most important for us to have is the driver's license plate number. If you can get the other driver's name, information off of a driver's license, including driver's license number, that would help us identify that individual later on and their insurance company in case there's a claim that needs to be brought.
The most common mistake that I think people make is they feel bad that the accident happened, and sometimes people are apologetic even though they weren't at fault. Oftentimes we've heard that people say, well, you're partially at fault just for being there. That's not true. All right? You're only at fault if you did something wrong which contributed to the accident. So I would say the first thing that jumps out in my mind is a mistake that people make is they're apologetic when they shouldn't be. You can be thoughtful and considerate, but don't apologize unless you did something wrong.
So it's really important right after that accident, even if you're not feeling you're injured, to get the information from the other driver. So in case something does develop or you locate property damage that you didn't think was there on your vehicle, that you can get that information and be able to bring the claim later on. Many times people will leave the scene of the accident thinking they're not hurt, and then they don't know who caused the accident. They didn't get the information from the other driver. You may want to take photographs with a camera. Many times nowadays people have their cell phone with them and they have the capability of taking pictures. You want to take pictures of the location of the vehicles, the damage to the vehicles, because that can assist an attorney later on in helping determine fault and how the accident happened. If a dispute arises, those photographs can be extremely valuable in determining, again, the person who's at fault.
Once the police arrive at the scene, they'll take control, and you'll just cooperate with the police and give them the information that they need. After you've secured medical care, if you're injured, you should go to the hospital and be checked out. If it's severe, then they'll keep you. If they send you home, then you should call an attorney. Anyone in the personal injury business, on both sides, frankly, even the adjusters and from the insurance company and the attorneys representing plaintiffs would tell you you're better off hiring a lawyer. A lot of people think, well, I can do it myself, I won't have to pay a lawyer, and I'll come out ahead at the end. That's not true. In fact, most lawyers who are in accidents still go out and hire an attorney. The reason for that is the insurance companies don't take cases serious when there's not an attorney representing the claimant. They know they don't have to pay full value or anything close to it if the person's not really going to press this into litigation. If you haven't even hired a lawyer, they really don't take the case serious. Even if you are a lawyer and you know what you're doing, you're not going to represent yourself at trial.
So it's important that if you're injured and the victim in a motor vehicle accident, that you contact an experienced attorney who knows the law.
If you're ordered to appear in court as a witness, will you know what to do? Here's important information for you to remember. When being called as a witness, you'll receive a written command called a subpoena, ordering you to appear in court on a specific date. Being a witness is a court order and is not optional. Once you enter the courtroom, you'll be shown to the witness box and sworn in to tell the truth. Both parties will ask you questions pertaining to the case. Be professional, be honest, and be prepared. Have you ever faced a problem so big that you didn't know where to turn next? That's what it feels like to face bankruptcy. The U.S. is the world leader in bankruptcy filings, and over 2 million people filed for personal bankruptcy last year. What are the reasons? Loss of a job or business, divorce, student loans, and overspending are just some of the grounds that create this living nightmare. Bankruptcy is not the end of your life. Pay close attention to what this local attorney has to say.
Anybody can really file for a bankruptcy, however, it's contingent upon their income. But people who should consider filing bankruptcy are people who feel like they're sinking in debt and they're facing things such as wage garnishment, repossession of an automobile, foreclosure of a home, loss of a license, disconnection of utilities, things of that nature. Now, in order to qualify for a Chapter 7, you have to be below a median income level. If you don't qualify for a Chapter 7, however, you can still do a Chapter 13, and that is a repayment plan. Well, a Chapter 7 is a liquidation or a fresh start. It enables people to wipe out credit card debt, medical bills, delinquent utilities, uninsured automobile accidents, and a bunch of other things. Whereas a Chapter 13 is a reorganization or repayment plan. Typically, people who take advantage of that option are people who are about to lose a home or a car, and they want to do a payment plan and restructure all their debt in order to keep those assets and continue to pay on them. People who do bankruptcy, Chapter 7, the process lasts roughly around 3.5 months, and usually, if all goes well, involves one court appearance. Chapter 13, which is the payment plan, can last anywhere from 36 to 60 months, and again, how that process works is depending on what kind of plan they propose in repaying their debt. There could be multiple court appearances or just one, and depending on how quickly they're able to pay off their debt, it can last anywhere from 36 to 60 months. When someone originally contacts me, I usually encourage them to start by scheduling an initial free consultation. And at that initial free consultation, I like to pull one credit report, review it with them, and then talk about bankruptcy, the procedure, how it works, its good effects and bad effects, and then answer any questions they have, and then we go from there. Well, it's probably best to contact me so we can get together at no cost to the consumer and review things such as their credit report and any potential legal action pending against them and decide the best way to proceed. And of course, we have offices in both Racine and Milwaukee, and we're always available Monday through Saturday, and we also have evening appointments on some of those days.